guys, welcome back to the channel. This is ASA Studio channel for photographers. Alright, so today it's another tutorial in Photoshop, and I want to show you how to correct some color grading. Some color grading might be right for the photographer or intentional for the person who is actually retouching the photo, but at times for us, it can feel so wrong. But not that it is wrong. Every other thing you do is actually art. It's an art. Photography is an art. So I'm not trying to condemn anybody's work, but any other way, if you actually want to correct any color grading or to make it look natural, I'm just going to show you the step to take, and I'm going to be using this photo for that tutorial. All right, so I'm going to unlock the layer first of all, because so that we can actually work on it. Now I can see so many things that is actually wrong with the photo. First of all, the skin color. Now I'm going to fix that. Very simple step, and I always use it in my photos, of which it's actually a simple adjustment, which is the hue and saturation adjustment layer. Pick on the hand to select the place you want, and I want those color to look more like the place on a neck, meaning I want it to have the melanin feel. Okay, so I'm going to pick this side, and it's going to pick this side, the red, and it's showing you that the red is actually too much. So let's see, increase the hue, and you see so many places selected, and you can see as I increase it to the extreme, you can see that this place is actually green and the rest part is yellow. This place is extremely green, and the other one is actually kind of greenish feel too, but I want to reduce that to just the this side of our face. So let's turn it back on and move the slider. So I'm going to move the slider to only where that place is selected, to somewhere like this, and we can see that on our face. So I can increase this one too till I select some part of our skin. Alright, so now I'm going to turn it off and on to see that yes, it is actually selected, and I'm going to make this one 0. It's 0 on the keyboard, sorry, 0 on the keyboard. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust it till we have a natural feel. So let's take it backward, and now it's actually uniform. You can see that it is actually uniform with the the neck part, and if you take it to the extreme, it's going to be like this. Now we're going to use another one, which is the hue and saturation again, and I'm going to click on the color of our face, and you can see that it's actually selected. If I increase it, now what are we going to do? Let's correct that image. So I'm just going to push up the slider, and we're going to correct it like this, and we can see that everything is actually coming, blending together, unlike before that we have some red. And you can decrease the saturation of that too, and when you decrease the saturation, you can see that the melanin skin is actually coming back in place. Okay, so now let's zoom in and let's see. Okay, that's actually good and a very good result for us. And if you want to decrease it the more, you can actually decrease it the more, and let's just find a sweet spot for it. So here is a sweet spot for it, 13, and the saturation, I'm just gonna bring it back a little, and that's good enough. I'm not gonna do any other color grading or any other editing, but I'm just gonna grab my LUT 3D color lookup, which is the melanin. It's actually in the channel and the description. I'm gonna put it so that you can actually download. So the melanin cube, and let's put it and let's see, and reduce the opacity to somewhere around, so as is to have this melanin feel on our skin. And I don't want it everywhere, I just want it on our face. So we can actually increase it and invert the mask, Ctrl I, and let's pick up the brush tool and decrease the brush size, make the foreground color white by hitting X on the keyboard, and we can paint on our face like this to remove that kind of reddish feel. And we have that, and I can also put it down below. So let's see before and then after, before and after, and we can add some other correct color grading with the color balance. On the color balance, I would like to add some cyan from the mid-tone, and go to the shadows and add some blues to it, not too much blues, just a little bit. Okay, let's just add some yellows, and I don't want that too much, so some yellows, and we can introduce some magenta, something like that, +5. Let's go to the highlight, and on the highlight we can decrease the red and add in some cyan. Let's see, place that looks awesome. Okay, so and this one we can take it backwards. So let's see before and after. So that's, let's create this time visible layer, Control Shift Alternate E. Create this time visible layer. We're going to group all this together, hold down Shift and click the last one, group it together, and we can see from this to this, from this to this, which is actually more better than before, this to this. Okay, so if you actually feel like, oh, you need to saturate the red, we can go ahead and click some, hue and saturation, and I'm gonna go to select color range, and I'm gonna click this color. It's gonna select that for us. Okay, and we can also add this one to it, but it's selecting our face, but I don't want that, so let's just select the red only, and then click OK, and go to the saturation, and we can increase the saturation of the red a bit. Okay, and we can add some vibrance. If add some vibrance, not saturation, add some vibrance. What just happened? Let's see. Okay, I added some vibrance. I didn't. Let's see, I'm gonna delete it, and then I'm gonna do it again. Yes, let's go ahead and add some vibrance to it. So it's just actually, so I think we should just leave that out. So I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to stop there. Delete the vibrance, sorry. Yeah, delete. Okay, so we have this from this to this. So alright, so thank you guys for watching. If you find the video helpful, you can actually like the video. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you once again. This is ASAS.